Good evening. Peace begins with a smile, once said by Mother Teresa. Welcome to BMC News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa patronized closing ceremony of the Bahrain Dialogue Forum. His Majesty the King and Al Azhar Grand Imam performed Friday prayers together. Bahrain, land of tradition and progress, said His Holiness Pope Francis. UAE announced workers must opt in for unemployment insurance from 2023. Saudi Arabia launched Seer, the first Saudi electric vehicle brand.
Today's news in detail. His Majesty King Hamad patronized closing ceremony of Bahrain Dialogue Forum. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa today patronized the closing ceremony of the Bahrain Dialogue Forum, East and West for Human Coexistence, in its first session held at the Memorial Square. The ceremony was attended by His Holiness Pope Francis and His Eminence Dr. Ahmad Al Tayyib, Sheikh of the Al Azhar Al Sharif and Chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Bahrain, senior officials, lead participants in the forum and guests. Two helicopters from the Royal Bahraini Air Force flew the flags of Bahrain and the Vatican. His Majesty the King, His Holiness the Pope, and His Eminence the Sheikh of Al Azhar watered a date palm plant. In his address to the forum, His Majesty the King added that it is with continued pride that we once again welcome His Holiness Pope Francis and His Eminence the Grand Imam of Al Azhar, Sheikh Dr. Ahmad Al Tayyib, who have worked to enrich this forum and make it a successful event. We are thankful and appreciative of their efforts and ask God Almighty to help them in the performance of their significant duties. At the conclusion of this blessed forum, it is with pleasure that we congratulate you on the success of its work with the presence and participation of this leading group of learned scholars from the East and West who have devoted themselves to serve humanity and work for its advancement, and who have united in word and deed to uphold the values of peace and mutual understanding, and to cooperate on righteousness and piety to strengthen fraternity and peaceful coexistence among all the peoples of the earth, he added. His Majesty the King concluded his speech by saying, "May the God enlighten our journey and join our hearts, our minds and our strength, so that our worship of God may be matched by a so concrete and fraternal love of our neighbor, so that together we may be prophets of a community, artisans of unity and builders of peace," he added. His Majesty the King and Al Azhar Grand Imam performed Friday prayers together. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Eminence Dr. Ahmad Al Tayyib, Sheikh of the Al Azhar Al Sharif and Chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, today performed the Friday prayers at the Sakir Palace Mosque. Their Highnesses, the sons, members of the royal family and religious scholars also performed the prayers at the mosque. In the sermon, the Imam Sheikh Rashid bin Muhammad Al-Hajiri spoke of the importance of tolerance and coexistence and opening opportunities for dialogue with all. Bahrain, land of tradition and progress, said His Holiness Pope Francis. Bahrain is a place of encounter between different peoples and a land where ancient and modern contemporary tradition and progress mix, said Pope Francis yesterday after a courtesy visit to Sakir Royal Palace alongside His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Bahrain, above all, is a place where people from different backgrounds create a distinctive mosaic of life, the Pope said in a speech laced with images of the Tree of Life, an emblem of vitality in the kingdom. The pontiff invited all to bring the waters of fraternity to the parched deserts of human coexistence and work together. Attributing Bahrain's progress largely to immigration, Pope shed light on the plight of unemployment in the world. He called for safe and dignified working conditions to foster cultural and spiritual growth and advance social cohesion. Bahrain, he said that, can be proud of its significant contributions in this regard, pointing to the first school for women in the Gulf region and the abolition of the slavery. I beg, let there be an end to the clash of weapons. Let us be committed everywhere and concretely to build peace. Pope Francis concluded his address by quoting the Kingdom of Bahrain Declaration, which highlights the role of religious faith in building a foundation of peace. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Information Minister visited Media Center. The Information Minister Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Naimi visited the media center set up for the coverage of the historical official visit by His Holiness Pope Francis to Bahrain at the invitation of His Majesty King Hamad. He pointed out the unique status of His Holiness the Pope as a religious symbol who enjoys respect and appreciation globally thanks to his outstanding efforts to spread peace, love and coexistence among nations and peoples. Al Naimi emphasized the ministry's keenness in coordination with the National Communication Center to ensure all the necessary facilities and preparation to assist with the international coverage of His Holiness the Pope's visit and activities and of the Bahrain Dialogue Forum. The Indian ambassador praised His Majesty the King's keynote speech. The Indian ambassador, Mr. Piyush Srivastava, hailed His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's keynote speech, which reflected Bahrain's vision to build bridges between the religions and promote the message of the tolerance and peace. The Indian diplomat said that the reception hosted by His Majesty the King of honor of His Holiness Pope Francis as an historic moment, describing the pontiff's visit as reflecting the importance of peace in the world. He pointed out that the Indian community in Bahrain bears witness to the extent of interfaith coexistence and harmony between religions, noting that the presence of a 200-year-old temple in the kingdom, which is evidence of the country's long-standing embrace of different religions. His Majesty King Hamad received a special medal from His Holiness Pope Francis. A special medal was presented by Pope Francis to His Majesty King Hamad to mark his landmark visit to the Kingdom of Bahrain. At the top of the medal is an image of the Tree of Life located on the highest hill in Bahrain, which has stood for more than 400 years in an arid desert location, it added. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006,
Welcome back. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority, Nationality Passports and Residency Affairs and Muharraq Police Directorate conducted joint inspection campaign. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority LMRA conducted a joint inspection campaign in the Muharraq Governorate in cooperation with the Nationality Passports and Residence Affairs NPRA of the Ministry of Interior and the Muharraq Governorate Police Directorate. The campaign resulted in reporting a number of violations related to the labour market and residency laws and were referred for legal action. LMRA stresses commitment to report any violations through a continuous and intensive inspection plan in cooperation with the relevant government agencies. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired Royal Guard Medical Council's first meeting. National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander, Major General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the first meeting of the Royal Guard Medical Council at the headquarters of the Royal Guard yesterday. Deputy Royal Guard Commander, Deputy Chairman of the Royal Guard Medical Council, Major General Hamad Khalifa Al Naimi also attended the meeting. His Highness Sheikh Nasser was briefed about the latest developments regarding the location of the Royal Guard's Medical Centre. Commander-in-Chief inspected Bahrain Defence Force BDF units. The Bahrain Defence Force BDF Commander-in-Chief Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmad Al Khalifa yesterday inspected BDF units. The Commander-in-Chief affirmed the continuous follow-up from His Majesty the King and the Supreme Commander, which includes boosting the military capabilities and providing the latest development and systems in the weapons. UAE announced workers must opt in for unemployment insurance from 2023. The UAE has announced the prices for its new unemployment insurance for private and federal sector employees after signing an agreement with a group of 9 local insurance companies. The Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization announced on Wednesday that the scheme will go into effect from January 1, 2023. It has been announced. Saudi Arabia launched Seer, the first Saudi electric vehicle brand. His Royal Highness Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, Prime Minister and Chairman of the Public Investment Fund PIF, announced yesterday the launch of Seer, the first Saudi electric vehicle brand that will contribute to Saudi Arabia's automotive manufacturing sector. The launch comes in line with PIF's strategy to focus on unlocking the capabilities of promising sectors locally that can help drive the diversification of the economy to help achieve the objectives of Vision 2030. South Korea assembled fighter jets after detecting 180 North warplanes hovering at border. South Korea's military said that it scrambled fighter jets after detecting about 180 North Korean warplanes flying north of the military border over 4 hours today. The North Korean aircraft flew north of the so-called tactical measure line, drawn to up 20 kilometers, which is 12 miles north of the military demarcation line, South Korea's military said in a statement. South Korea scrambled 80 aircraft, including F-35A stealth fighters, in response. About 240 aircraft participating in the Vigilant Storm air exercises with the US, it has been announced. Delhi civic body polls will be held on December 4, results on December 7. Delhi civic body polls MCD will be held on December 4 and the results will be announced on December 7. The State Election Commission announced today. The notification will be out on November 7 with November 14 as the last day to file nominations. State Elections Commissioner Dr. Vijay Dev said by adding that the model code of conduct has been imposed from today itself. 250 wards of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi have been remarked and 42 of these are reserved for candidates from the scheduled caste. As well, 50% of seats are reserved for women. It has been announced. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.